So it's that time of the month when we look back and see what were the most expensive books sold on Hip Comics and whether the buyers got a good deal or not. Boom or bust?
Anachronic.
Hi, comic book fans. I'm Joe, and welcome to Anachronic Comics. So, in this relatively new series that I've started, we take a look each month at the 5 most expensive books sold on Hip Comics. And today we're going to look at November of 2024. When we look at these 5 books, we make a determination based on cover price or go collect or a combination of the two as to whether or not the buyer got a good deal, boom, or a bad deal, a bust. So let's get started. So the very first one that we have is House of Secrets number 92, which sold last month for $774.99 on Hip Comics. Now, this looked like it was a direct buy it now because there are no bids that are shown here. So with $774, let's now take a look and see at cover price what a 3.5, and remember, this was the first appearance of Swamp Thing. Let's take a look at what a 3.5 would sell for. Let's bring that up. All right. And looking at this particular one, as we go down, you see first appearance of Swamp Thing. The last recorded one was $949 for a raw, which is a lot of money for a raw. And the most common slabbed is a 7.0 at $1,707. But we got a 3.5 here. So let's go down on the slabbed comic side and take a look at a 3.5. So here we got 3.5 for $949. All right, 3.5, $949, which when we go back to the comic ones, this fellow got it for $774. So it looks like he got a pretty good deal on this particular one. Not bad. All right. Next one, number 4 on the list, to go up, is Fantastic Four number 2 from 1962. It's also a 3.5. And also, it looks like it was negotiated down to $1,450. So let's go back now to the cover price. Okay, we have Fantastic Four. So our buyer spent $1,450 for a 3.5. Fantastic Four number 2. Let's go down and see what cover price has to say. This first appearance of the Skrulls. All right, so it's a key comic book. And the most common raw, 1.5 to 2.5, sells for $720. And the most common slabbed is a 4.0. Slabbed is a 4.0 for $1320. So this doesn't look good to begin with, but let's go down to the 3.5 and let's see what we've got. All right, so not too bad. A 3.5 fair market value and most recent sale is $1,400. Our buyer here spent $1,450. Let's go back there. So not a bad deal. Kind of an even, I guess technically a bust, but pretty much even with respect to the amounts that we had there. All right. So let's go to the next one. All right, number 3 on the list, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 129, a CGC 9.0. All right, obviously first appearance of the Punisher. Also a direct sale. Looks like it was negotiated down to $1,919. Okay, so let's go to cover price now, and let's see what it has for Amazing Spider-Man number 129. All right, so for Amazing Spider-Man number 129, we see it's the first appearance of the Punisher. We do that. Last recorded sale was $1,700 for an 8.5. All right, just a couple of days ago. All right, and highest known value for 9.8, $43,200. Oh my God, I wish I knew this when I was a kid. All right, let's get into a 9.0. So a 9.0 fair market value is $2,174, and the most recent sale was $2,165. So let's go back, and we see that our buyer spent only $1,919.20 for a 9.0. So clearly this was a good deal and a boom. Okay, very good. All right. Let's get rid of that. Let's take a look and see what comes in number 2. All right, so for number 2, let's add that to the stage. We have X-Men number 1 from 1963, another 3.5. This is a qualified grade, okay? So for qualified grades, generally we're going to go to CGC. Our buyer, as we mentioned, paid $3,589.39 for a qualified grade. So as we know, CGC does have qualified grades in their census. And this was also at 3.5. So let's see what we got for that. So, well, earlier this year, a 3.5 qualified grade sold for $4,999. So if you go back, we see that this particular buyer had $3,589.39, 41 bids. So this was not a buy it now, but was a bidding war here. 41 bids, quite a few bids. And it looks like between $4,999 on the Go Collect census and this sale, that this particular buyer got a good deal, a boom. Right? All right. And the next one, number 1 on the list, yes, Incredible Hulk number 181, Hans Grail with the Marvel value stamp intact. All right. It's a raw comic book. The seller indicates it's very fine condition, and the buyer, 37 bids, got it for $5,150. There it is. So let's see what cover price has for raw Hulk 181. First appearance of Wolverine, big one. Last recorded sale was for a CGC 9.0 of $6,035. Now remember, our buyer spent $5,150 for what was considered a very fine. Most common raw seems to be fine for $2,500. Let's go down. So very fine between a 7.0 and an 8.5. The most recent sale, rather the fair market value, was $3,244, and the last sale was $4,100. So from $4,100 to what our buyer spent, which was $5,150, it looks like it's one of those, FOMO or buyer, what do they call those things where the buyer just, can't stop himself when you're on a bidding war. So it doesn't look like he got the best deal. Not too bad, but not the best deal for Incredible Hulk number 181. So let's go back and let's take a look at what happened here today. So a mixture this month, but they're all good comics. And if you wanted it for your collection and you had the money, even if it was a bust, you got it in your collection, and I think you're probably happy with it. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you like this type of video, please let me know in the comments below. And if you recently had a boom or a bust, let us know as well. Beware, take care, and I'll see you soon.